Good evening, sir. It's an honor to
Good evening.
Professor Ramesh Bansal.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening. Namaskar.
So I will now just formally introduce sir to the Professor Ramesh Bansal has more than 25 years of diversified experience, accreditation, research, industrial, and academic leadership in several countries. Currently, he is a professor in the Department of Electrical Engineering at University of Sharjah, and extraordinary professor at the University of Pretoria. Previously, he was professor and group head of Power EC department at University of Pretoria, South Africa. Prior to his appointment at UP, he was employed by the University of Queensland, Australia, University of the South Pacific, Fiji, and BITS Pilani, India. Professor Bansal has significant experience of collaborating with industry and government organizations. He has made significant contribution to the development and delivery of BS and ME programs for utilities. He has extensive experience in the design and delivery of CPD programs for professional engineers. He has carried out research and consultancy and attracted significant funding from industry and government organizations. Professor Bansal has published over 500 journal articles, presented papers at conferences, books, and chapters in books. He has a Google citation of over 25,000 and H index of 74. He has supervised 25 PhD, 5 postdocs, and currently supervising several masters and PhD students. His diversified research interests are in the areas of renewable energy, wind, PV, DG, microgrid, and smart grid. Professor Bansal is an editor of several highly regarded journals, including IEEE Systems Journal, Electrical Engineering, ITEES, SGSE. He is a fellow and chartered engineer IET UK, fellow of Institution of Engineers India, fellow SAIEE, and senior member of IEEE US. I most humbly request Professor Ramesh Bansal sir to kindly deliver his session.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Deep Shankar. So, in fact, it is a matter of great pleasure that Birla Institute of Technology, MESRA, is Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, is organizing 6 days faculty development program on innovative trends in data science and electric mobility, IPR opportunities and challenges. So I'm delighted to see that there are a large number of participants, more than 125. So showing the great interest in the topic. Without taking much time, let me start the presentation. So I will briefly present this like the overview of this electric vehicle integration with the smart grid. Please confirm my slides are visible, my voice audible?
Yes, sir. Slides are visible and voice is
Yes,
clear.
sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I would like to thank all participants for their great interest in the program. So I'll briefly talk about the overview of electric vehicle integrations with the smart grid. With the smart grid, mainly smart grid, we talk about these renewable energy integrations and how we can avoid these emission issues. Particularly, this is like how we are seeing the development of this electric vehicle integration. So I will briefly touch upon few of these electric vehicle aspects very briefly, and then I will try to speak more about this, renewable energy integrations, because at the end, when we promote the renewable energy integration along with electric vehicle, then only we can have this sustainable development. So here what we see the worldwide, the major issue about this global warming and air pollution. So this is like one of the very serious concern worldwide, which is affecting the health of the human being human being. And like to address this global warming issues, as we know that in the past, this Paris Climate Conference has targeted to achieve the aim of keeping global warming below 2 degrees centigrade. And the governments around the world have initiated various electric mobility programs, um, leading to faster manufacturing and adoption of electric vehicles, hybrid electric vehicles for low carbon footprints. UK government, like for example, has announced to ban these gasoline and diesel vehicles by 2030. And in fact, our government is also very much committed to reduce these uh, greenhouse gas emissions by 33% in the next 5 years. There are great health concerns with these diesel petrol vehicles, leading to these emissions, CO, NOx, greenhouse gas emissions, which badly affect the health, and so many health issues what we notice in recent time, which leads to significant premature deaths and loss of human life. And so basically, if we see the trend, of course, because to avoid all the emission issues, we are moving towards the uh, electric vehicles. So how is the trend for this electric vehicle? We can see, and this slide might be a little bit old, but still you can see how the trend is going. So we would be close to uh, you know um, crossing this target of like 8 millions by now. And here you can see that Asia Pacific has significant portion of that electric vehicles, followed by Europe and then North America and rest of the world. Now, if you see that several countries in which we have the issue about this air quality, particularly you can see in the in this Asian continents and Gulf countries and some other countries as well. So this air quality is one of the great concerns, particularly with these petrol diesel vehicles. And this how this global emission is occurring from the different types of sources. What we see is you can clearly see are basically from these various sectors, talking about like different industries, of course, like the agriculture, transportation, industries, power industry, uh, and then of course residential, commercial buildings, etc. So various these sectors cause the global emissions, but you can see significant emission is coming from the power industry, and then we also add the transportation, so it becomes like more than 40%. So this is one of the biggest concerns for the global emission. Here, if we try to further categorize the global emission in the transport sector, so mainly we can see that more than 80% global emissions comes from the road transportation, followed by you can see the others like this uh, air transportation, sea transportation, and rail transportation. Then these can be further subcategorized uh, in the different types of vehicles like goods vehicles, cars, buses, etc. So how this modern cars paradigm shift is taking place from internal combustion vehicles. So what we call that, transportation like level one, in which major concern is about this emissions. Then this paradigm shift in the transportation in terms of hybrid electric vehicles, dual fuel vehicles going to the electric vehicles. So we are moving in these directions, and now trend we are seeing that electric vehicles are quite trend is quite increasing. So when we talk about the different types of vehicles, talking about these battery electric vehicles, hybrid electric vehicles, or fuel cells vehicles. So they have some specific characteristics, some issues. So I will not touch upon these, of course, the battery storage systems. So I'm not going to touch upon those because you will see coming these, in some other lectures as well. So I don't want to duplicate it too much. And then, of course, yeah, we have the great advantage for electric vehicles. Obviously, in terms of you can see that electric vehicles have obviously very low noise level, and then of course low level of environmental pollutions. Electric vehicles have comparatively higher efficiency as compared to internal combustion efficiency. The operation of electric vehicles is quite smooth. So this way there are a lot of clearly visible advantages for electric vehicles. And that's why we are moving towards the now electric vehicles. So as you have seen the trend that now electric vehicles are quite on the rising rate, and shown the infrastructure would need to be developed significantly for these electric vehicles. So there are, of course, several issues, concerns, barriers, technical and others as well. So that have to be um, addressed significantly. So when we see the electric vehicles technology, so it includes like this power electronics, motor drives, electric machines, advanced electromechanical powertrains, system integrations, vehicle controllers, electronic control units, energy storage systems, and then hybrid battery capacitor energy storage systems, vehicle to when we are charging vehicle to grid to vehicles, or in general called vehicle to like X integrations. So all these are the part of these technologies. So electric vehicles like this, a modern transport car that challenges the current energy crisis and pollution issues, because beside the system implementation of the current electric vehicles requires efficient equipment to handle the functional features and meet the transportation demands. Electric motor drives and energy storage systems are essential equipment to be coordinated for the efficient operations of electric vehicles. So now if you see some of these features, electric vehicles, um, storage systems, so some of the issues you will see battery, what we are using, battery lifetime, battery sizing, charging facilities, overall cost. So these are some of the issues that we need to consider. Considers some of these like characteristics in terms of like commercially availability, high energy efficiency, initial cost, independent of fossil fuels, zero emissions, electrical grid charging facilities, renewable energy resources, storage systems. All these features we need to consider. Then particularly talking about the charging infrastructure, charging levels, different types of chargers. One of the theses I examined from MNIT Jaipur. So it gives the summary of this slow and fast charging, what options we have, like this AC level 1 charging, so which is quite slow charging, can take very long time, 17 hours like that. So in this residential, then again you can have slightly improved level, what we call it the AC level 2, in which time can be reduced like 8 hours. Then talking about the fast charging, DC level 3, like say very less time, around 30 minutes fast charging. So we have this some of these few options for the charging, but the charging is extremely important when these electric vehicles are fully becomes quite operational. Then infrastructure needs to be significantly developed. As we show this, like these vehicles for the gas vehicles. So gas stations, as it were developed in the initial part, we used to see that there used to be very long queue for these gas power stations. But slowly things, infrastructure were developed and things become quite normal as well. So same way as electric vehicles are going to expand, we have to see about the charging infrastructure. And not only that, we also ensure that these electric vehicles are charges from the renewable power sources as well. So to make the system really smart grid. Then you are going to see the motor applications in the electric vehicles, different types of electric vehicles technology. In fact, one of my researcher did some review papers. So it talks about the review of the different the different motor technology options, like the induction motors with options like wound and squirrel cage, uh, permanent magnet synchronous motor, uh, PM permanent magnet brushless DC motors, self reluctance motors, DC fed motors, self-excited, separately excited. So there are different motor options available. So here maybe we'll just go a little bit fast talking. And then of course we have the battery technology. I will not go into too much of details, but we have got the different battery technologies, talking about their advantages, features in terms of lead acid batteries, lithium, nickel metal hydride, and then ultra capacitors. So we have got the different storage options as well. Then same way we come across this like power electronic converters. I know these sessions will be dealt later as well, so I'm not touching these these topics to avoid the duplication of these sessions. So here, as we are talking about these electric vehicles connected to the power networks, electric vehicles, how they are charged, electric vehicles to the X. It could be electric vehicles to the grid to the electric vehicles. So here we will have this, several options. Even the vehicle to the house, vehicle to the grid. So there are several options what we are going to consider. This figure try to explain different options: vehicle to the buildings, vehicle to the house, and vehicle to the grid. So this way there are several possible options we may see in future as well. So here that what we are going to speak about the charging of the vehicle, charging of the vehicle from the power grid. So how we are going to charge these electric vehicles, and then when we have this large number of electric vehicles, and if this there is requirement back into the grid, so electric vehicles can supply power back into the grid when we are talking the large number of electric vehicles. So this is all the possibilities what we are seeing. But here, main things what we are talking in terms of like smart grid. Obviously, we would like to, along with these electric vehicles, we would like to develop the renewable power, renewable and sustainable means of electric power system. So we also need to see at the same time, along with these electric vehicles, that we have renewable power integration taking place at the same time, particularly like this photovoltaic system. So here we have got the different types of the charging systems, what we call as this wired charging system, and then of course we are also exploring and discussing quite significantly about this wireless charging system as well. So we really need to develop and work on these charging options. So here let us talk about this, this smart grid implementation, renewable power integration, some of the issues. As we see that with the power grid, as we have been generating electricity mainly through fossil fuels, coal-based power generation. So it has significant issue about these emissions taking from the coal-based power plant. So this is, as I shown in the graph, this is one of the concern. And then, of course, in the transport sector, these two are the significant contributors for the emission. I can give you like this about this power sector, how much emissions it might be taking place. You can just consider a small size coal-based power plant having the boiler capacity like 30 megawatt and this electric generator 12 megawatt, considering the efficiency of the coal-based power plant around 40%. Now, this size of small boiler or alternator, how much coal it will require? The coal requirement for this small size of boiler is 1 kg per second. So if we consider this small linear model, we can estimate how much will be the coal requirement for bigger size of power plant for 1 day, 1 month, 1 year. So on this linear basis calculations, we can make an estimate. For example, if this boiler is say 1200 megawatts, so we can simply multiply it by 40. We can do the calculation either on the boiler size or on the generator side. And then, of course, we can do the calculations for kg per second, then how much in the hour per day, month, we can easily make an estimate. So you will see that the coal-based power plant, it will consume the huge quantity of coal. Think in our country, the power installed capacity from coal is around 200 gigawatt. So everyone can make a simple calculations to see that how much would be the coal consumption. Through this simple model, you can make the estimate of the other quantities, of course, like how much will be air quantity requirement, how much will be the water quantity requirement. You can see 360 kg per second. So you can make nice estimates about these different quantities, how much power loss is taking place. So mainly we are talking about this coal consumptions. So this is huge coal consumptions taking place, leading to the huge emissions. So some countries are now coming up with like these regulations that there will be no more approval for this new coal-based power plants. So this is like a major concern worldwide about these pollutions. Whether we are talking this issue uh, in this in this coal-based power generation, even in gas-based power as well, then of course in these electric vehicles as well. So this is one of the biggest concern worldwide, and in addition to that as well, how many more years we can go with the coal power generations? Maybe next 50 years, 100 years, and then it is going to be exhausted. So what is the next we need to consider? So here, if we just have a look about the what is the fuel share in the power sector, so showing the trend from say year 2000 going for to 40. So we are around this 2025. So you can see that coal now share worldwide, its trend is quite declining, but still its share is around 35%. The share of the large hydro and nuclear combined is declining because of the reasons that large hydro sites worldwide have already been harnessed, most of these sites. Then many countries have concerns of using the nuclear. You can see that share of gas is quite stabilized. Now, worldwide, major interest is for the renewable power integrations like wind, photovoltaic systems. So the still current integration may not be significant, like around 15, 17%. Of course, if we include this large hydro, which is obviously clean as well, then this share will be higher. But still, we need to go a long way uh, so that we have the significant power generation from the renewable power systems to make the power system network quite sustainable and clean. So the current trend for the power generations is through renewable distributed generation. So renewable distributed generations, mainly integration in the distribution systems through smaller generating units. And now this is also becoming economical as well. It offers the key benefits in terms of reduction of transmission and distribution losses. Being the green technology, they offer the positive impact on the environment. However, these renewable technologies like wind, photovoltaics, there are so many challenges like they are highly fluctuating. For example, wind speed can fluctuate plus minus 25% in few minutes. Then photovoltaic during night, no sunshine during the day as well. As sunshine keeps on changing, so power produced also is not stabilized. And then when we have to integrate renewables, so we need to develop infrastructure for that as well. And of course, when we integrate renewable power into the grid, power flow becomes bidirectional. When power flow is bidirectional, existing simple protection scheme may not work well, and it may require that we may need to significantly modify and upgrade the protection schemes. So one of my researcher wrote very nice review paper talking about this renewable distributed generation integration a review. And then several other researchers work on these several important issues like how the losses can be minimized, how these distributed generation should be located, what should be their optimal sizing. So this is extremely important aspect that we need to decide the optimal location and sizing through appropriate simulation to get the required benefits. So carrying out the simulation study is very important before the actual implementation. So in this review paper, the researchers list down various benefits, technical benefits, improvement of the reliability, voltage improvement, line loss reduction, operational advantages, economic benefits, environmental benefits of this distributed generation integrations. Because of the time constraint, I will not go into too much of detail, but I will keep some time. If anyone have some questions, I will be happy to respond. Talking about the different distributed generation technology, renewables, very popular are like photovoltaic systems, wind power generations, small mini micro hydro systems, bio fuel cells coming up. So there are several renewable technologies. In non-renewables, we have like this gas turbine, micro turbine, reciprocating engines. Then, of course, we need to have this comparison from the different renewable technologies, non-renewable technology, even with the conventional as well. So in terms of these DG technologies, generally in what ranges, nominal ranges these are available, what are their percentages, what kind of fuel is used, and how much is the emission levels. Particularly our interest mainly around these renewable technologies like wind, solar, small hydro. So in this, you can see that fuel used in the wind and PV. So they are free from the nature. So there is no cost for the fuel when we are talking about the wind and solar. Even with these even with the hydro, as such, there is no cost associated because they are free from the nature. Then emissions. So emissions occurring from these renewables, there is almost no direct emissions. So because of these two great benefits, so now renewables are getting very popular. Talking about the efficiency of these renewable power plants, as we know that efficiency of photovoltaic systems is comparatively quite low, around 15-17%. So this is a concern, but as there is no fuel consumption, so low efficiency is a concern, but not a big concern like as we have for the diesel power plant or coal-based power plant or gas-based power plant, because there is a direct cost associated with the fuel. Then the efficiency of wind power plants, very good, around 35% nominal efficiency. And then, of course, hydro, the efficiency is very high, something between around 80%. I'm briefly talking about this when we are integrating distributed generation to the grid. So there are several grid code interconnection requirements. There is one standard IEEE 1547, which talks about the interconnection requirements like this fault ride through capability, voltage and frequency operation limits, active power control, reactive power control, active power control in terms of set point ramp rate, frequency regulations, reactive power control for voltage control, power factor control. other requirements in terms of power, quality, protection, etc. So these two graphs shows the uh, voltage and frequency control for this wind power integrations for 50 kilowatt. Upper one is the case for the Denmark, below one is the case for the China. So here you can see for the Denmark, the nominal frequency range is from 49 to 51 hertz. If the frequency deviates from this range, then within the specified period of time, we have to bring the frequency back to this normal operation. Even in case of China, you can see that this nominal frequency operation, this bandwidth has been narrowed down between 49.5 to 50.2 hertz. So generally, many people will think that with this renewable power integration, quality of power will be compromised. But it is not true in all the cases. It will depend upon how these grid codes are designed and implemented. If the grid codes are strictly designed and implemented, then poor quality independent power producers, they will not be successful in getting the bids for the uh, renewable power integration. Now briefly, let us talk about the status for the these renewable powers, particularly about this wind and photovoltaic systems. Here wind, we are talking about mainly first onshore power generations. So by end of 2024, the worldwide cumulative installed capacity was already above 1,000 gigawatt. The countries which are leader in the power productions through wind are China, followed by US, Germany, and our country also doing quite great. So every year, then how much capacity would be added? Like at the end of 2024, the cumulative installed capacity worldwide, it was say around 1,000 gigawatt. How much we would expect it will go further by end of 2025? So growth rate in the wind power generation is around 10%. So 10% of this around 100 gigawatt. So by end of 2025, we expect that this will go to something like 1150, like that. So around growth rate is around 10%. Then there is another wind technology, what we call it the offshore wind turbine installed inside the sea. So this is a relatively new technology and quite costly as well. Here, most of the power generation from the offshore is located mainly in the European countries, as you can see, Germany, UK, Netherlands. But recently, China started taking great interest and has significant share from this offshore as well. Currently, offshore is not something very fully mature technology. As there is more and more capacity addition, cost will come down, and there will be more and more offshore power integration as well. Worldwide, there are several large size power plants as well. Like we have in our country, 1.6 gigawatt wind farm in Jaisalmer. Then other countries have also got the large size power plants. In Tamil Nadu, we also have 1.5 gigawatt wind farm. So how much, for example, we can expect that we'll have power capacity by 2050? The current trend we have seen that it is around 1000 gigawatt. So how much we can expect by 2050? Uh, so different researchers have proposed different models. So currently we are close to 1000 gigawatt. How much we may expect by 2050? We may go something, say 4 to 6000 gigawatt, 5 times of the current capacity, what we may expect by 2050. Now let us talk about the development in the wind turbine technology, role of the associated power electronics. So around 1980s, we used to have the wind turbine size around 50 kilowatt with the corresponding rotor diameter around 15 meter. And very popular generator technology we had is, generator technology we were having simply squirrel cage induction generator. Later, wound rotor induction generator came. And then by year 2000, we had very popular generator technology, doubly fed induction generator, in which role of power electronics was around 30% and rotor diameter gone to around 80 meter. And thereafter, there is continuous increase in the wind turbine rating along with the increase in the diameter. And we had very popular generator technology, permanent magnet synchronous generator. And here role of power electronics becomes 100%. So you can see in the development, power electronics is playing a significant role. Now you can see that how this wind turbine size keeps on increasing. If you talk about the onshore wind turbine, currently we have the largest size of wind turbine, 10 megawatt, with the blade diameter 245 meters. For the offshore, the wind turbine size has gone to 18 megawatt with this uh, blade diameter also going quite high. And then what we expect like by 2030, so the size would go 15 megawatt for the onshore. It is expected to reach 25 megawatt for the offshore. So you can see that how complex technology we are using for power generation. A sports ground, football ground, 100 meters. We are talking here the blade diameter 3 times of that size. So this is really very big size wind turbine. And of course, this erection, commissioning, maintenance, particularly in the offshore wind turbine, it becomes really a very challenging task. Then obviously the question will come that why we are going for the larger size of this wind turbine, because we have these power equations, very popular equations, power available in the wind given by half rho A V cube. So power will be proportional to the A, area means pi by 4 d square. So power is proportional to the square of the diameter and in cube of the wind velocity. Obviously, we would like to install the wind turbine where there is a high wind velocity. Then as we increase the diameter, power produced will increase. If you have, for example, diameter 10 units, power will be 10 square, 100 units. If the diameter goes from 10 to 20, just become double. So power produced will go from 10 to 20, 20 square, 400. As the diameter becomes double, power produced increases 4 times. So there is significant increase in the power with increase in the diameter. Of course, there will be cost increase will be there. Cost increase is somewhat double, but power produced increases 4 times. So there is a lot of economics associated with the large size wind turbine. That's why you can see the trend is quite to go for the larger and larger size wind turbines. Few years earlier, I examined one PhD thesis from the Victoria University in Australia. The researcher explored the possibility of this small size wind turbine, 3 kilowatt. So installed on the rooftops of the building. This is a vertical axis wind turbine. If this type of technology matures in future, we may see that there are large number of small size wind turbines also installed on the rooftops of the building as well. Now let us talk about the photovoltaic systems, which would be more, some way relevant when we are talking about the electric vehicles. So we can directly see that charging is through the renewables through photovoltaic systems. So how much is the potential of the photovoltaic system? Earth will receive the power in terms of sunshine from the solar of the order of like 1.2 into 10 raised to power 8 gigawatt. If we can just tap this power for 1 hour, so the energy produced will be sufficient to satisfy the demand for the whole world for 1 year. We just tap the power from the sun for 1 hour. Power produced is sufficient for the whole world for 1 year. So you can see how much great potential we have got from the sun. And there is like the direct conversion of solar light into electricity. We simply place the PV panels in the sunlight at some specific angle, and it will start producing power. But if we talk about the other type of power plant, like coal-based, coal will be taken out from the coal mines, it will be crushed, then it will fed into the boiler, it will produce the steam of required quality of temperature and pressure. It will run the steam turbine will run the generator to produce the electricity. So there are several stages associated. But here with the PV, there is direct conversion of solar into low light into the electricity. PV generation is environment friendly, as we know, highly reliable, as have no moving parts, complete silent operation, have very low operation and maintenance cost. It needs at regular interval cleaning of PV panels. And other great benefit we see from the photovoltaics is that these PV systems can be installed very quickly. Within 1 year, we can have a very big size power plant installed and start producing power. If you talk about the other type of power plants, coal, gas, large hydro, nuclear, so it can take 5 years, 8 years to start the power plant producing the electricity. We used to have one issue with the photovoltaic system, that power produced used to be very costly, but now the cost issue is gone. I will show in the coming slides what is the status for the cost for this photovoltaic system. So with these photovoltaic systems, we have the different options. These PV systems can be connected to the grid. They can be in remote areas, isolated as well. How these PV systems can be mounted. These can be mounted if it is small size, just on the poles, street lights. or it can be placed on the rooftop of the building. If the power plant size is very big, it can install obviously on the ground as well. In standalone, we would obviously talk about this backup system for the photovoltaics in terms of battery storage system. Additionally, we may have the diesel generators that could be there. Then the role of photovoltaic systems is significant, particularly in the country like ours, where there is significant irrigation systems. So PV system can be connected with the DC motor to feed power for pumping, water pumping applications. So how this development in the photovoltaic technology is taking place worldwide, how much is the cumulative capacity? You can see that this PV system started quite late for producing power. They started mainly around 2010. So, and of course, wind power generation started around 1980s. So PV power cumulative installed capacity has already crossed the wind capacity around 100 gigawatt, and you can see PV has gone significantly higher. So initially it used to have this cost issue, but now cost is gone, and this power installed capacity, how it is being integrated, is exponentially increasing. Now, the countries which are leader in the power generation from the photovoltaics are, of course, China, USA, European countries. Our country really doing great from these PV generations. If we have the data like 1 year old, we may see that it changes significantly. So the increase in the cumulative capacity every year, growth rate in the photovoltaic technology, PV systems is something around 25-30%. So within a period of 3 or 4 years, the cumulative capacity from the photovoltaic system, it will become just double. Whereas for the wind, growth rate in the capacity is around 10%. It will take for wind to double 10 years. Here in the photovoltaics, within a period of 3 or 4 years, capacity will just be double. So the role for these photovoltaic systems, you will see, is very much significant as we are talking about the development of these electric vehicles, because we want to have our power systems quite smart, looking smart grid, clean system, sustainable system. Now, particularly, we can see that how great our country is doing, particularly in terms of evolutions of the new annual capacity. If we see the trend, for example, 23, 24, then of course previous year 22, 23. Particularly if you see this latest trend 23, 24. So this how much the trend increase in the annual capacity additions. So you can see it is very significant worldwide, quite close to like the China's growth. So we are very much proud of how our country is making the capacity additions in the renewable power systems, particularly from the photovoltaic systems. And in our countries, there are so many schemes from the government. I was seeing like this recently in the paper that, with the small money, different government schemes, one can have, installation of PV, and then they can start enjoying of this, what we call like almost free electricity or like that. So we are really doing great in this renewable power generations. If we see this large size power plant in our country, we have got two very large size power plant, one in Rajasthan state with the photovoltaic installed capacity more than 2000 megawatt capacity. Of course, it requires the huge area, around 50 square kilometer, where these PV panels are installed. Then we have another power plant in Karnataka state, one in Rajasthan, another in Karnataka, of this size, more than 2000 megawatt capacity. On the top of that, our public utility, National Thermal Power Corporations, plans to construct more than 30 gigawatts from renewables in next 5 years. So they want to have their energy mix from 96 to 70%. So at this stage, mainly their power generation is through coal and gas. Previously, I worked in bids planning, and I visited almost most of the plants for the NTPC. So they have their operation for power generation through coal and gas. But now they are diversifying their portfolio towards renewable as well. And then other countries are also having large size of photovoltaic power plants as well. So wind photovoltaic is increasing drastically. Previously, I worked at the University of Australia during year 2008 to 2013, around year 2012. We used to have 5 megawatt of photovoltaic system at University of Queensland. At that time, we could see in the real-time system how is the trend during the day for PV power generation, how much power it would have installed since its installation. Through this website, you can find a lot of practical and interesting informations about their experience about the photovoltaic systems. So some of these integration issues for the photovoltaic systems, as we have seen, these photovoltaic systems can be very small size, medium size, very large size power plant. When we integrate them in distribution systems, sub-transmission systems, their technical issues will be quite different. If you are talking about the small size photovoltaic integrations, then we talk about the issues like this mowing clouds. But when we have the very large size power plants, in that case, we talk about how the overall stability will be affected with the integration of photovoltaic system. As we are having more and more photovoltaic systems, so we are basically replacing the rotating synchronous generator with the static photovoltaic generators. So basically, it can have some concern about the stability issues, so that we need to study and analyze. Of course, at this stage, it is not a major concern, but future it might be there when we have significant power generation from photovoltaic system. Again, if in the localized area, if there is government rebate and large number of people go for solar installation, as you will see during the midday, power produced will be maximum, but during the midday, power demand is something like minimum, because people go to the work, students, kids go to the school, So the load during the midday is minimum, power generation maximum. So that can have some issues for the voltage and frequency variation. One other question may come that when we have the photovoltaic systems connected with the grid, whether we should have storage system or not. If we have storage system, which way it can be beneficial. So this is an example of photovoltaic system at University of Queensland in Australia. The PV system has the storage system. So the storage system can help the utility in managing their peak demand. So during the peak demand, the energy stored in the storage system can help in managing the peak demand. Recently, University of Queensland had their own 64 megawatt photovoltaic power plants. So this comprises of 2,000 PV panels. It is able to generate electricity like 160,000 megawatt hours per annum, so which can supply power to 25,000 homes. So this can be a great facilities for conducting the realistic research on the photovoltaic systems. And then, of course, it is generating and feeding power into the grid as well. Now, some of the issues we may see, people will talk whether these renewable power systems will be really sustainable, will there be waste or not. So again, we need to see in terms of comparison. There is like one paper published recently in the Nature Physics. It compares the waste coming out from the different types of power plants, starting from the year 2016, going year 2050. Here you can see the waste coming from the municipal waste size growing, the waste coming from the coal-based power plants. And if you compare this waste from the PV module, so you can see comparatively this is very small size. So this renewable, we will see that they are quite sustainable, have very less these kind of issues, and on the top of that, it has not completed one cycle for their operations. Engineers and scientists keep on working to find the alternative means reduce the waste from this renewable power generation. Now, the situation for our country for this power. So our country, you can see the total power generation is around 500 gigawatt, in which you can see that around 50% we have from the non-renewables, mainly from coals, 45%, then 4% from oil and gas, little bit from the nuclear. That renewables, we are doing very great. We are very proud of that as well. Wind, solar, bio. And when you are talking about these renewables, of course, we have this large hydro and solar. So we are quite close to say 50% from the non-renewables, 50% from the renewables. Of course, we need to keep on reducing the share from the coals and then at the same time adding more and more renewables. You'll see that it is not very easy task. It needs huge amount of money, needs a lot of resources, but slowly we are doing very great, very good in this power sector. Whatever we used to hear that there is power shortage, 10%, 15%, there is always a gap between the generation and demand. So now there is no more shortage. We are quite sufficient for power. We are quite matching with the generation and demand. And if we talk about like other developed country like US, for them for past 10 years, there is no increase in the load. When we talk about our country, so we are a growing economy. Our load demands keeps on changing drastically. So to meet this growing demand, meeting the power generations, particularly from the renewables, so we are now getting quite, uh, you know, doing very well about this power sector. So this I already explained the different kind of power mix in our power systems. Coal around, you can see coal, gas, close to say 50%. That renewable shares is very well. I explained in the previous slide as well. And moreover, talking about the potential what we have for the renewables. So this potential for particular for wind, the installed capacity is around 40,000 megawatt, and potential at 100 meter could be 300,000. So we have got the huge potential from these renewables like wind, solar, and other small technologies as well. I examine like some thesis from this Gandhigram universities in Tamil Nadu. So some of the issues are very well pointed out, and the solutions as well. So one of the issues what we see from the renewables like the wind, photovoltaics, are that they need the huge space. You can see the wind farm. It requires a huge space. Same is the case for the photovoltaic systems as well. So here in this wind system, you can see that in between the turbine, there is a lot of free space available. So how we can effectively utilize the space. Now, most of these wind turbines are serving their useful life. So these wind turbines which are serving their useful lives can be replaced by the bigger size of wind turbine, and whatever space available in between. So in between we can have like this installation of photovoltaic systems. Even irrigation can be done, so making the multiple use for the space. Then talking about this, another important issue about the cost for renewables like the solar and wind. These are the data from our Ministry of Non-Renewable Energy Sources. We used to have this cost for solar 10 years earlier, around 6.5 rupees per unit of electricity. The cost for this wind, close to 6 rupees per unit. Then the cost of this wind power generation has come from 6 to like around 3 rupees per unit of electricity. Cost has reduced half of that. Talking about the cost from the PV generation, it has come down from 6.5 to about 2 rupees. You can see the trend is little bit going down. So in future, we may expect that the cost may reduce little bit further as well. So now the cost is no more an issue. And that's why we are seeing that the photovoltaic integration is worldwide growing exponentially, which is very important as we are talking about this electric vehicles sustainable development. Talking particularly about our country plans our country have great plans to boost renewables, which is currently around 250, close to 250, to go 500, just double in next 5 years. And we target to have reaching net zero by 2070. So our country plans are really great, and we are of course very proud of that. Talking a little bit about these technologies, what we call as the microgrid hybrid. It can be connected to the grid. It could be in the remote. Particularly when we talk about this remote, this hybrid technology can be great solutions for the remote community to provide the power at affordable prices with power for the long duration. Because mainly the power generation in this remote area is through diesel generators. So this cost can be brought down by utilizing the natural resources which are available in those remote locations, along with going for the capacity additions. So the community can be supplied power for large number of hours, and community can utilize not only basic appliances like bulbs, fans, but they can have like televisions, refrigerators, etc. as well. This slide shows the comparison. Apology for not visiting clearly, but most of this technology we have already covered for the wind, onshore, offshore, photovoltaic systems. The battery technology is very much upcoming when we are talking about um, renewables integrations, electric vehicles, some upcoming fuels like fuel cells, hydrogens. Then we are coming quite close to the discussion. Talking about the smart grid, what is this smart grid? It has three subcomponents in terms of infrastructure, management, protection. In infrastructure, we have these energy subsystems like this power generation, transmission, distribution through conventional power plants, renewable power plants. Now electric vehicles are coming up. Electric vehicles, grid to the vehicles, vehicle to the grid, all talks about this infrastructure. Then in terms of information systems, smart meters, very important aspect of the smart grid. Sensors, extremely important sensors, because how we'll have the charging for this, for the electric vehicles, how we have vehicle to the grid unless we don't know the status of the battery. So the sensors, role of sensors is extremely important. Phasor measurement units to maintain the health of this transmission line. Talking about these communication systems, whether we have this wired or wireless communication system, how this smart grid will be managed, what will be the management tools and techniques like reduction of the emissions, reduction of the losses, and what different tools, techniques will be used, what programming techniques, linear programming, dynamic programming, machine learning, game theory, these will be used, and then how this smart grid will be maintained, protected, even maintaining the security and privacy of the data. It becomes extremely important when we are talking in terms of smart grid. Maintaining of the privacy and security of the data, it becomes extremely important. So when we are talking about this electric vehicle integration in the smart grid, how we moving forward in this smart grid. So smart grid is not like a complete replacement of the existing grid, but with the complement it with the features like we need to have power generation both from centralized and distributed generation, to have more and more integrations of renewable energy. Electric vehicles are now a realistic situation that they are coming up in the market. in next few years, we will see a lot of electric vehicles are coming up. So for these, we need to develop the infrastructure for charging. We don't see that there is long queue and improve the technology, particularly for the long drive. We need not to wait very long for charging of the electric charging. So fast charging, some additional you know possibilities. Even we cannot wait for 30 minutes, like the battery swapping technologies. So we are finding so many ways how we can move forward. And then role of smart meters, PMUs, how we make use of IT to optimize capital assets, reduce operation and maintenance costs. So how we move forward from the conventional grid to smart grid. In smart grid, we have power generation both from the centralized and distributed generations, integration of more and more renewables. Electric vehicles are now reality. How they will charge, particularly from this renewable power generation. So this is extremely important that we charge the electric vehicles. We target that generation is through these renewables. When we integrate renewables, power flow becomes bidirectional. In smart grid, there is two-way communications. Utility can communicate to the customers. Customer can optimize their energy bills through smart meters. And so in smart grid, we have smart meters. Smart grids have the features of the self-monitoring, self-filling properties. And then whether it is conventional grid or smart grid, which way customers get benefit. So in smart grid, it is expected that in the same suburb, same area, there will be more than one utility supplying power to the customers. Customers have the choice to switch over to other companies if they are not happy. So it is expected that in smart grid, there is no more monopoly and customer get affordable and quality of power supply. So we are just at the end of presentation. I have supervised large number of students, researchers in several countries. So significantly contributed in books, book chapters, research articles. I would like to enclose. I would like to acknowledge their contributions. So this like book talking about the electric vehicles drives. Recently, we had one book talking about this electric vehicles charging. I think I did not add that, but I will just put that. So there are some references, nice references talking about these things. So I'd like to thank you all for kind attentions and great interest in this Atal FDP program. I would like to thank you all, and I will be happy to take a few questions. Thank you all. Yes, please, participants, if you have any questions, you are more than welcome to ask. Organizers, please, you can coordinate to.
Participants, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the questions.
Please, anyone, feel free to ask if you have any queries, any questions about this.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
please.
I have a
Please,
doubt, sir.
please introduce yourself.
Okay,
Your
sir.
from.
Sir, I am Adarsh Pratap Singh, student coordinator from BIT Deoghar for this
Very nice.
event, sir. And sir, my doubt is regarding V2G, vehicle to grid.
Yes,
Sir, technically, I understand how it works,
yes,
but
yes.
I have a practical doubt, sir. If the grid is pulling power out of my car or EV to
Hmm.
stabilize the frequency of the grid, how do we ensure the car isn't empty when I actually need to drive, sir? Is this technology smart enough to prioritize my travel needs over the grid?
Yeah, actually, you'll see that, this is like, of course, in principle, it looks good as well. And then, of course,
Yes, sir.
how it will be implemented. And we will not be generally talking like, like about few vehicles, but when we have the large number of vehicles, maybe
Yes, sir.
in this, very crowded area where large number of, buildings are there and, thousands of cars are there. And if it sees that, we charge these vehicles maybe when there is less power demand, maybe during the night, and when there
Exactly,
is
sir.
even there is, peak demand during midday, people
Yes, sir.
go from home to the office, they park their cars, and
Exactly.
during the midday, if they see that there is, a pressure on the grid and it needs power, then maybe cars through automated system, they can see the level of their charging status, and
Yes, sir.
up to the required status, the different vehicles can feed power back into the grid.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, as you can talking about the different types of EV models, V2X model. Sir, my question is, with the rising of fast charging, how can we manage its massive power demand on the local grid without causing instability or blackouts?
Uh, yes, so this is a very good question. So basically, again, as I mentioned that as electric vehicles are coming up, so government, utilities, everyone needs to plan that how much vehicles are expected to increase, in the coming years, and then they
Yes,
need to accordingly develop their infrastructure uh, for the charging stations as well as the increase the power capacity. Like like the basically little bit shift in the technology. Like now, vehicles are basically more dependent about this like this this petrol, diesel. So little bit that being diverted more towards the electric. So basically, increase in the power generation capacity accordingly, particularly increase in the power generation, mainly trying to balance with the photovoltaic systems little bit locally. So just see how much power, like for example, anyone at individual level going for the electric vehicles. So at the same time, they try not only electric vehicle, but think of that, okay, let me go for my own PV systems. So I charge my car through photovoltaic systems renewables. So I don't put pressure on the government and keep the things sustainable and keep the price of under control as well.
yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, please. Yes.
Sir, Mr. Ganga Sagar Verma of VIT Mesra, he has two questions
Yes,
which has
please.
written on the Q&A. First question is, how does electromagnetic interference affect the operational performance, functional safety, and reliability of EV systems? That is the first question.
Yeah. And second question?
Second question is, does India have a structured waste management or recycling framework for electric vehicle components, including batteries, chargers, and other EV-related electronic systems?
Yeah, so basically, again, these questions like, something about this electromagnetic interference. So, and then the second question is talking about this waste management. Waste management. Even particularly when we are talking about these batteries is not only in electric vehicles but in the renewable power systems. So obviously, like we and of course government have these strong plans. Plans. There are safety issues, safety concerns. Um, Even when we see that the power generating plants, so the standards what they are being applied. So they are like kind of like international sort of standards. One cannot have like their, doing the things on way. One we have to respect this standard quite, at international level. When we are talking about this, like this power generations, power management, waste management, the issues what we talk about the global warming. So it is not that only few countries are talking. Every country will talk about these global issues, global warming, going for the sustainable development. So all these are basically, like these at international level. Of course, little bit some variations. Developed country will go a little bit faster, and they would have better resources. But other countries at the same time will have the target as well. And this electromagnetic interference, particularly, is I think also quite important, particularly when we're talking about this wireless charging. So which is uh, again it will be little bit come later when would will need more technology, need little bit development in the technology, but all these issues are important and needs consideration as well.
Sir,
Yes, please.
the participant wishes to ask any question. So I think there are no more questions, sir. So, sir, it was really an honor to have you among us and listen to you. And I really thank you for generously accepting our invitation and delivering such an insightful session on integration of EV and the technical aspects. I would, towards the end, I would request all the participants if they can please switch on their camera so that we can take a screenshot along with Ramesh sir.
Please, participants, please open your cameras so we can see each other. So I'm very happy to see that there are large number of participants, close to 150 participants. So this is really great. So this is great efforts from the organizing team, particularly Dr. Deep, Shonal, and Bit Mesra is organizing this. Obviously, I worked at Bits Prani as well. So this is really great to see, and it is a great pleasure for me to present for our country to train young engineers, scientists. I feel really very proud about that. And please,
All
please,
participants are requested to
please,
kindly
participants,
switch on their camera.
my contact details are there. Anyone willing to contact me later, so is more than welcome to contact me as well.
Sir. Participants, please switch on your
Please
cameras.
don't hesitate. In line, be open your cameras.
Just for a few minutes, we will take a screenshot, capture this moment.
Let us give them maybe 1 minute more to open.
Okay, thank you all participants. Thank you for switching your cameras. It was great session. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Deep. Thank you. All the best to all participants. Wish you all the best for success.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Sonal. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best participants for this great course, and then organizing team. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Now I'll just hand over the session back to you.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, your screen is still shared.
Okay, I'll just stop it.
So with this, we come to the end of the first technical session by Professor Ramesh Bansal, sir. Moving on forward with the FDP sessions. I now hand over the session to Dr. Sonal to proceed with the next session.
Thank you so much, sir. So again, good evening, everyone. And now we are proceeding to the second session for today's FDP. And it is my humble privilege to introduce the expert speaker for session 2 of today's FDP. Lipi ma'am, are you there in the meeting? Very good evening, ma'am. Very good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, all of you.
Good evening, madam.
So now I'll take a moment to introduce our distinguished speaker for today. Dr. Kumari Lipi is a patent, design, and trademark attorney with experience in advising, guiding, and mentoring various aspects of intellectual property rights to multiple business and industries in India. She is a member of the Bar Council, Delhi, and a practicing advocate in Delhi High Court. handling litigation matters in the field of IPR. She has been appointed as a registered facilitator for Startup India, recognized by the Government of India, Ministry of Commerce and Industries. Additionally, she is a NEPAM TFAC coordinator trainer nominated by the Office of the Controller General Patents, Design and Trademarks, Bauddhik Sampada Bhavan to conduct IP awareness for NEPAM 2.0. She covers various aspects of IPR, including patents, trademarks, industrial designs, and copyrights in the global scenario. She worked as a Women Scientist C at Technology Information Forecasting and Assessment Council, a division of the Department of Science and Technology. She holds a PhD in Atmospheric Science from Birla Institute of Technology, Mesra, and MSc from Delhi University and a BTech Pharma from AAID University, India. She published several SCI and Scopus research papers and conducted various workshops, webinars, and seminars. She is also the managing director and partner of Akhildev IPR and Research Services LLP. Ma'am, we are very delighted to have you in the panel of experts for this FDP. Ma'am, you can please share your screen and we'll check whether it is visible to the participants or not. And then you may start with the session.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Sonal, for my brief discussion. Is this visible, Sonal?
Yes, it is visible, ma'am. You can also do the full screen if it is possible at your end.
Yeah. Is this okay?
Yeah, this is fine, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So good evening, all of you. I hope all are there.
Good evening, ma'am.
Evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Dear participants, please be connected. There was some network issue on ma'am's
Okay, sir.
side. It will resume shortly.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Your screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am. It is visible now, ma'am.
Ma'am, I think you are muted. Lipi, ma'am, you can try to unmute yourself.
Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Your
ma'am.
screen is visible and you are clearly audible.
Thank you so much. इन्हीं और स्टार्टअप है किसी के पास कोई स्टार्टअप एनी काइंड ऑफ बिजनेस एलएलपी प्रोप्राइटरशिप और कुछ ऐसा किसी ने स्टार्ट किया है एनी पार्टिसिपेंट
Participants may please respond by at least raising their hand.
ओके नो इशू
Yes, ma'am. Two people have
all
raised their hands.
by people someone has raised
Yes, ma'am.
okay
Two.
2 person oh great बहुत अच्छा है are you able to see my ppt
Yes, madam.
Yes, madam.
okay there are two kind of property we all know the tangible assets and intangible assets tangible assets are those assets जिनको हम खरीद सकते हैं जिनको हम रख सकते हैं टच कर सकते हैं इनटेंजिबल एसेट्स आर दो एसेट्स जिसको हम जैसे आईपीआर इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स हो गया जिनको हम टच नहीं कर सकते बट इट इज एसेट्स तो कि हम अपने नाम पे ओनरशिप ले सकते हैं तो ये दोनों ही एसेट्स हमारे लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं अब जो टेंजिबल एसेट्स हैं उसके लिए क्या है
Ma'am,
आपको
sorry to interrupt you, but I think most of our participants are from South, so they find English
ओके
as a
मैम
better language.
okay thank you ma'am
Okay, okay.
There are two kind of assets. First are tangible and or second the intangible assets. Tangible assets, those assets, those we can, you can touch those assets like car or your land or any kind of mobile. But intangible assets are those assets we cannot touch, but is more valuable like a tangible assets. Maintaining and protecting the intellectual property rights of a company belongs to both assets, tangible and intangible assets. Like intellectual property right is also part of your company assets. So when you start your startups or any kind of company like proprietorship or partnership or LLP, that the first stage of your operation when you start or go to register your company to MCA sites or MCA websites or go to your CA. So it carry both kind of asset, tangible or intangible. When you go for when you think about that I am able to start my own business, I can start selling or buying something, exporting or any kind of idea that you think I am able to do business either alone or group of persons. So when you start your own one person, that is proprietorship. When you start with 2 person, it is a partnership. When you start with more than 2 persons or private limited or it's a different type of company. So what is a startup? Startup is a tag. When you, it's a period of 7 years, you get certificate from DIPP or Startup India, apply for that. I have started with this year. So when you get certificate from DIPP as a startup, it gives you some advantage. Like when you file your patent in patent office, it will rebate 80% in your filing fee. Before startup certificate, when you file your patent in patent office, you have to pay 8,000 for filing fee. Now, with startup certificate or MSME certificate, you have pay only 1,600. So there is a huge difference when you get your certificate from the DIPP. So government bear facilitation cost. Many of the startup do not know how their certificate benefited to their company. So it is started by 2016, Government of India, for the fast track of patent application. Even it is not benefited when you file from outside India, international application, but India give you 80% rebate for your intellectual property rights. A startup obstacle. What is the obstacle when you start your startups or company proprietorship or partnership? It is a lack of awareness. Which kind of legal issue it will come? Funding, capital, where you get your funding or capital, insufficient skill. You don't know how the file the ITR, Form 8, Form 3, or some legal compliances, lack of marketing strategy. You don't know how to get more client leads for your product or uh, whatever you want to sell. The startup have obligation to operate compliances. Yes, there are lots of compliances when you start your company, either proprietorship. When you think I will start my business from my own home house, so it is not easy without taking fire. You want to start your tiffin system from your home. So first you have to take the fire compliances, and there are lots of compliances when you start business from your home. Your neighbor is okay with that kind of complications. So it is not easy when you do not take those compliances, those certificate, or it will give trouble in a further year. When you grow up, it will give you trouble. So when you start, first you have to take complete knowledge of those compliances or those law. Even there is a different compliances in different state. Like UP has different compliances, Maharashtra has different compliances, even Kerala has different compliances to start their business at their from your home. So you have to first check all those compliances to start any kind of. There are like UP has a different different land and different area. You cannot buy your company at any place. There are different fixed area. You have only purchase those area for your company, those land for your company. So different state has a different compliances. Non-compliances are unethical or ethical misconduct may lead to start up the serious trouble like fine, punishment, revocation of license, litigation expenses, which may cause an adverse effect on the limited capital of the startup. Yes, when you do not file your Form 3 or Form 8 or 11 at a limited time period, it will increase your fine day by year by year. You miss 3 years, it will come at like 1 lakh of fine on you. So it is a very complicated thing when you miss some form during your ITR year, financial year. So we will discuss further slides some most common legal and ethical issue which a startup face in India when we move forward to IPR issue. So same like you do not think the patent is very easy, or when you get your patent end of all compliances. No, when you get your patent certificate, it start with compliances. It give you some other compliances, other like filing Form 27. Every first previously it was it has mandatory to file every year Form 27 after getting patent. Now government has given some relaxation to Form 27. Every 3 year you have to file Form 27 after getting your patent. Every year you have mandatory to file renewal. You have to submit some other compliances to your patent. It doesn't mean you get your patent and end of the work. End of the all the complication has completed. So no, the legal issue when you start your company in the advertisement and marketing. Yes, advertisement, you cannot advertise anything anywhere or any websites without any permission. Sometime copyright issue will happen when you take some photographs on some voice of other like Amitabh Bachchan voice, you cannot use in your advertisement. You cannot use other marketing or trademark marks in your marketing strategy. So these are some intellectual property right issue while your advertisement and marketing of your company. There are other different compliances also, like marketing. You cannot use same domain, or there are lots of litigation matter. Without knowing those tricks or those small compliances or a small उसको क्या बोलेंगे स्मॉल स्मॉल जो उनके डाउट्स होते हैं एडवर्टाइजमेंट के, यू कैन नॉट यूज दोज थिंग्स. कोई भी आप यूज नहीं कर, यू कैन नॉट यूज दोज पिक्चर्स. और इवन लाइक शादी.com, और देयर इज अदर डोमेन नेम इज Sadi.com. There is and litigation matter is going on both domain names. So even very similar kind of trademark here give you some trouble. So business structure is issue, licensing permit issue, dealing with the passing. If you do not have trademark certificate and you want to stop other to giving other to stop their businesses to using your trademark. So it is a come under the passing of infringement, counterfeiting goods. So these are different terms when you have a trademark, when you do not have trademark certificate. So infrastructure related, their local law, data protection, copyright and privacy law, renewal and protection of intellectual property rights. When you get your trademark certificate, it only 10 up to 10 years. After 10 years, you have to renew those trademark certificate. Copyright has a up to 60 year. And even when you get your trademark certificate, it doesn't mean you is sufficient to get stop other of infringement. You have to take TMC, trademark certificate, and even there is different class. It doesn't mean you have you started your business in a medicine and you have a trademark in class 5 and it is sufficient for you. No, you have to take one more certificate in class 35 for online businesses. So if nitty and gritty, there are lots of things. So you have to take some, first you have note down all those things and get some expert advice in their field, like intellectual property or marketing or licensing. So every person has their own expertise. Employee management, yes, you have to follow the labor law. When you employed something or you have a factory, so you cannot neglect labor law, tortious liability. So different kind of liability you have to carry on while the startups or your company. Ethical issue, yes. Responsibility toward the customer, yes. You have to mention the term and condition in your package, and list of ingredients that use while you preparing your product. So this is all your responsibility. Responsibility toward the employee. So which kind of time period, 8 hours, 6 hour lunch period, and the training period. All you have to first non-disclosure agreement with your client, termination period. So all these legal term and condition you have to follow while during employment period of your employee. Responsibility toward the environment, yes, where you have started your company in a forest area, in a village, or in some different environment. When you start different kind of environment, there are different issue. You have to first take care of that. You cannot deal everything. Every environment has a same legal issue with same every environment. Like you cannot use land, farmer land for your company. You cannot started big businesses or any such chemical product at a society area. So these are different ethical or compliances matter when you buy your when you buy land or you start your company. Obligation toward the startup, obligation toward the community, concern with the respect of labor law. Yes, it is a very much matter when you start a factory of any kind of product. Labor law very much important for those factory because it is a very strong law, and any labor can make complaint about your time period or any like employment agreement, if you are not draft strongly, use of deceptive or inappropriate symbol and marks, it is a very much important. You cannot start start your business with any name, like maybe if you think it is a very noble term, or it is your son name or your mother name, your grandfather name, it is a unique for you. You cannot start with those names. Maybe it is already in a public domain, or somebody already started, or somebody has taken their trademark on those names, so it will give you trouble. So first you have to make it clear it is not available, or it has it not with other person. So licensing and legal issue also with the licensing and permit issue require various permit, udyog Aadhaar registration, import export code, FSSI license, GST registration. When you start business when you start business and earn more than 20 lakhs, it will give you compliances with the GST registration. Without GST registration, you face lots of trouble when your income company net worth more than 20 lakh in financial year. Many startup face legal issue, legal awareness, lack of legal awareness, and local law, as we discussed. Infrastructure related, their local law, as I discussed, office space and property for company construction, warehouse, service center. You cannot start with anywhere. When a startup plan to business from his residence, he may require take necessary permission from the local municipal authority, town planning authority, landlord. If the property is used by a tenant, you have to first take NOC from your owner. When a residential property is being used for commercial purpose, the property tax also changes. Even your electricity bill will also change when you start business from your house. First you have to pay. Previously you have to make payment as a mm, commercial, not residential, as a residential property. After starting business, your mm, Bijli bill have electricity bill have to pay according to commercial property. So you have to take care of all these things. Data protection and privacy issue. Startups should avoid the access of private detail or user without their permission. It is very important when you use some data, or you cannot draft some user detail, or like when someone visit to website and there is you have written, fill the form and you use those details, so must have mentioned their term and condition. You can use those details. Without permission you cannot use their detail in a publicly or marketing purpose. Ask the permission which are not related to their website or application. The startup should not use with the privacy of the user. Privacy statement should be drafted in a short, simple, and summarized manner. You cannot draft in 3 pages, 4 pages, or 5 pages in a legal language, because the normal person cannot read legal language, and 2 to 3 pages PDF. All are unable to understand what does that matter. So you have to first, it is a liability on you to draft the simple, short, and summarized manner. The privacy statement should be regional language. So, like if you started your business in Kerala, that the language should be a regional language. When you start your business in West Bengal, your language in a Bengali. When you start in UP, must be in Hindi and English also. So it's a different term and condition with the different state, privacy policy, privacy policy and their term and conditions. A startup should also enter into an agreement with their user that they will not share, use the person detail. The user in turn will help the startup itself in gaining goodwill and trust of the people. So all these are liability on startups. Employee management, yes, an agreement enforceable by law is known as contract. Agreement with co-founder, yes, there are a lot of agreement when you start asking or you getting something from your client. So you have a non-disclosure with your client. You cannot use those information for your own purpose, or you cannot transfer those person to other person. So agreement should be with your client as a non-disclosure. Agreement should be co-founded, confidentially contract with the service provider, employment contract should be there. So all these on upon the company persons. And it is a tortious liability, it is a different kind of liability. And the protection of intellectual property right, it is the most important thing when you start your business. Patent, when you file patent on your name, so it doesn't mean it is belong to your company. When your intellectual property with your apply for as an applicant as your company, it doesn't mean that intellectual property is your. So when you make applicant your company, it belong to your company. When it on your name, that is you are owner. So both are different. It is okay you are owner of that company, but it doesn't mean you are owner of your intellectual property rights when you file on the name of company. Both are different things. Both applicant has different right. Inventor is different right. Applicant has different right. Same as the copyright case. You if are you owner or author? Trademark case. It is only on the company name, but sometimes people take their trademark on their name. So first you have to transfer those name to your company. Only that case your company will use those trademark. Same as the design patent. Design patent, there is no inventor, there is no author, only their applicant name. When you file your design patent, design registration, it's all are applicant. There's no other like a patent or copyright or trademark. There is only one who is the owner. Trade secret, there is no fixed law, there is no any law in India, but you can draft as a confidentiality agreement as a trade secret. So intellectual property right is the creation of mind. When you create something for your company, now and you file your application as a company as an applicant, so you are inventor for uh, those intellectual property. So who is what is the invention, design, literary? There are lots of things like invention, design, literary work, symbol, name, and use in commerce. We will discuss in detail. So what will go for the invention, what will go for the design, and what will go for the literary and artistic work, what is the symbol, where it will go. There are lots of things of a company property. So when you invent something, when you create use of technology, when you create some products, so it doesn't mean it all go for the trademark, all go for the patent. There are different there are 6 kind of intellectual property, mainly 4 types: patent, design, copyright, and trademark. So first you identify which kind of intellectual property need to get protection in which category. Patent, we will discuss in detail further. Intellectual property right are granted through the law. Yes, when you invent something novel and have some potent inventive step. Yes, here is this. When a problem, you can understand like this. A problem can be solved through using a product, apparatus, composition, tool, process, method, or machine or device. All will go for patent. Either it is product, apparatus, composition, tool, process, method, machine, or device. The solution using the invention can be protected under the law. When you solve some problem through the design, outer appearance. You have a business of a sofa and cutlery or chair, sofa sets and like some device. So when you change some appearance, outside appearance, outer appearance, and you use solve some problem, when you make a blade of fan instead of 3, 4, 5, so you change the design of the fan, so it doesn't go patent, it will go for the design protection. The problem can be solved by through a noble business startup. When you start like directing a movie and you solve problem through the creating some video or writing some novel story or some song or started lyrics, so all those comes under the protection of copyright. And when you solve your problem through the business like slogan, some device mark, some mm, service mark, it's come under the trademark. And as we discussed, literary comes under the copyright, computer program, artistic works, all under the architecture or advertisements, all under the copyrights. Yes, what will, which kind of things are coming under the patent? As we discussed, it is an exclusive right for the product, apparatus, composition, tool, machine, device, process. When you develop some process, so it goes to patent protection. It is up to 20 years and it is a long process to get your patent protection. It is not easily available. First you have to prepare your draft with a different form and you have to file in patent office, and then it will get published, then for examination, then first examination report, hearing, and lastly you get the grant certificate. Even after getting the grant certificate, you have liability to get commercialized, technology transfer, or filling the renewal fee every year and filing Form 27. There is different liability with you. So kind of tech subject invention is patentable. You think, is this human necessity is patentable? Yes, human necessity, any kind of invention belong to human necessity is all are patentable. Performing operation, yes, it come under the patentable. Chemistry, metallurgy, textile, paper, fixed construction, mechanical engineering, lighting, heating, weapon, blasting, physics, electricity, all come under the patentable subject matter. It all are patentable. So why I'm here written first human necessity in a different ABCD manner? Because it belong to class. There are 8 class. When you search something related to human necessity in a Google patent search, advanced Google patent search, or in pass, you have to come under the your invention come under the class A. And when something related to performing operation, transporting, when you invent something related to this, you have to search in class B. So there are 8 class, and invention belong to different class. While you get to know is this in public domain or not, first you get the patentability search report, either yourself or from expert site. So these are the class. When you search randomly in the Google patent search, USPTO or ESPaceNet, it give you lots of results. 2 lakhs report, 2 lakh patent. But when you search through the classification, it will give you 1,000, 1,500. So easy to check out those patents when you go for search through the classification. That's why I mentioned as per the classification. So kind of subject invention is not patentable. When you started thinking about the dramatic work, musical, artistic work, and go for the filing of patent, it is just wastage of your time, your money, and it is not under the patentable matter, under the section 3 of Patent Act 1970. So all those are come under the copyright. It is not under the Patent Act. So kind of subject matter not patentable. Yes, again, when you mix two things, or presentation of information topography which affect traditional knowledge like dadi nani nukse, it is not under the patentable subject matter. Even the method of playing game, it is not under the patentable subject matter. When you started thinking it is our business method, sometime people come to me and tell it is my business method, please make it file the patent and I need grant certificate. No, it is not come under the patent. It is maybe it come under the copyright matter, but it is not patentable matter. So you know you should have knowledge about those which are not under the patentable subject matter. And who can file the patent application? Yes, it's written in the section 6 and 134 of Indian in Patent Act 1970. Can be either alone or jointly. If you want, both you and your company want to become a applicant, yes, this is possible. This is possible. You can file as an applicant of your company with along with you. Both can be applicant by any person claiming to be true and first inventor. Anyone can file the applications when he or she claim true and first inventor. Any person being assignee of the person claiming to be true and first inventor with the proof of assignment. Any legal representative of deceased person, someone died before filing the patent application. So the legal representative can file behalf of those person of or assignee will file those patent application behalf of that person. Where to file patent applications? Yes, there it is a territorial limit, comes under the territory. If you belong Chennai, or you belong to Tamil Nadu, Kerala or Goa side, that it will come under the Chennai office. When you come from the north side, like Jammu and Kashmir, Haryana, Punjab, your office will be Delhi office. When you belong to Gujarat, Ahmedabad, and there are 4 different offices according to your residential or domicile, like Chennai office, Delhi office, Mumbai office, and Kolkata office. So there are when you file, you live in Chennai or you file your application in Delhi office, it will not acceptable. Your application will transfer either automatically or by your applications. Other it will delay. It will delay your patent grant certificate if you do not have knowledge where you have to file your application according to your domicile. It is a territorial patent has territorial right. If you get grant certificate in your country, even India, it doesn't mean you have a right to do business outside India. It is a territorial right. India has their own patent act. US has their own patent acts. So you have to get grant certificate in US when you want to protect, when you stop someone to do business that patentable thing in US. So it doesn't mean you have a patent certificate in India, you have a right to stop all over the world to person to do the businesses. So if the applicant has no business domicile in India, if you belong to China and you want to file in India, so you do not have any address in India, so the address service of your agent will be the your address. And yes, the Chennai belong to state of Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Union Territory, Pondicherry, Lakshadweep, and Mumbai office domicile of Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Goa, Chandigarh, Union Territory of Daman Diu, Dadar Nagar Haveli. New Delhi belong to Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Kolkata. File a patent application. Document can be filed in patent application either online. Physically, you can also file. Nowadays, it is mandatory to file the online. You can contact the patent agent if you are not expert. So you can contact expert well qualified for your patent application. Otherwise, you lost the actual claim of your invention. And we all aware about the grant or the states, different stages of patent getting patent. Should I explain these things? Maybe all be aware about those, how much cost of patent application and what will be the cost of examination. Hello? Hello? Am I audible?
Hello. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am,
I
you're
think we
audible
can
now.
briefly go through it because some of them are interested, I think.
Okay. So these are the basic common stages for the patent grant. First, you have to file either provisional or complete specification. Provisional means you do not have completed your research. Like when you start your PhD research, when you enroll in PhD, or when you start your company, both are different. But when you have not completed your research, when you start your company, you have some idea, some process you opt by own. So first you have to get uh, protection of your invention as a provisional applications. And when you completed or file the complete specification, so it is as a complete specification. But both when you file provisional, you have a 12-month file to file the complete specification. After 12th month, it will get abandoned. So it is a very specific time period. We have to remember after provisional filing. The publication, when you file complete specification, it will automatically get published after 18 months without any fee. But you want your publication within a month, so you have to file Form 9 with the early publication form, which is Form 9. After filing the Form 9, you will get your application within a month. It will get published. So it will cost you extra 2,500. Otherwise, it will automatically get published after 18 months. After publication, you have to file request of examination. Previously, it was 48 months. Now it is a 31 month. So after request of examination, your examination will start. You do not think it will automatically start your examination after filing your patent application. No, there is no any provision automatic examination. You have to file your examination form via form 18 with the certain 4,000 fee. When you file expedited examination, there is a 8,000 fee. And after filing examination, your examination will start section 12, 13, 14, 15, and they will issue the examination report on your for your invention. There are list of objection according to Patent Act. There are list of objection on your novelty part. There are different objection on your inventive steps. It is a novel or not, it is an inventive step, there is a lacking of inventive step in your claim, and it is not patentable under the Patent Act Section 3. So there are different kind of objection they will issue based on your invention. And after preparing those reply and submit to patent office, there is only 6 month time to submit those reply to patent office. You will get the patent certificate directly, or in some cases they will issue the hearing for the other some objection over those according to Patent Act. There are some objection over the Section 3, mostly Section 3 or inventive step. Sometime it prior art. Sometime controller asks for the model. It is a video. In a video, you have a completed, or you have a, like, you prepared some cycle or motorcycle, different kind of motorcycle or cycle. The controller want to see, is this feasible? You have prepared. You have prepared your invention in a physical form. Can you show me video or real model? So it is a different kind of objection they will issue. And after getting the grant certificate, there is a two type of opposition. First, pre-grant opposition and post-grant opposition. What is the pre-grant opposition? Pre-grant opposition, before getting the grant of your patent, you can file, anyone can file pre-grant opposition for your application. Sometime it will file by the competitor, sometime it will file by those person who has some rights in your invention, but you have not mentioned those person name in your invention. What is the post grant opposition? You have even you have 12-month time when your name has been not mentioned in some patent application, and you deserve the name of those application. You have a time to 12 months after getting the grant certificate. And even appellate board, and now the appellate boards had dismissed or dissolved. There is, you can directly go for the after if you do not get favorable decision on your name after filing the post grant opposition. So you have right to go for the high court or regional state high court or direct Delhi high court against those decision of controller. Document required for the filing of patent application. Yes, when you go for the physical filing, so you have to prepare the covering letter. But nowadays, all application will file through the online application, so there is no required of covering letter. But before, in previous stage, first you have to prepare the covering letter with the list of document to your name, and nowadays it is not mandatory. Application of grant or patent form. Yes, form 1 is compulsory. It is a mandatory with your fee, 1600. If you want to know more about the form 1, you can see section 754, 135, rule 20 of Patent Act. What is a form 1? Form 1 is a detail regarding the who is the applicant, who is the invention, title of the invention, who is the patent agent, name of the all inventor with their addresses, and who is the true and first inventor, your application is complete or not, how many claims are there. All description are mentioned in a form 1. So form 1 is a mandatory. Without incomplete, form 1 cannot hurdle you to get publication of your patent application. So it is a mandatory to fill form 1 with very minutely with the complete information. And the third part is a complete or provisional specification with the form 2. Form 2 is also mandatory, and you want to more detail about the form 2, it mentioned in Patent Act section 10 and rule 13. Form 2, what is form 2? It is like your paper, but no, it is not your research paper, kind of research paper, but it's just like a application. Form 2 is there. First you have to title and the background, summary, abstract, and the brief description of drawing as per the mix of Patent Act. Not like your paper, simply paper. There's a techno-legal document with the technology, with the legal term. So it is a complete specification. The fourth point is a statement undertaking in Form 3. Form 3 is a statement undertaking, means you are filing in India or outside India. You have taken FLL, foreign filing license, or you are coming, you want to file outside India without filing in India. There is different provision. So a statement undertaking through the Form 3 is a statement you are directly filing in India without filing outside India, or so you have to mention these things. Okay, what, how you proceed? It is ordinary application or conventional or PCT application. So it required more information in Form 3. The Form 5 is point 5 is power of attorney. When you file your by own, you want to file your patent application by own, there is no requirement of power of attorney, but when you take help from the patent attorney, so you have to file Form 26. Form 26 is mandatory because that need your sign on behalf to file those patent application by the patent attorney. Declaration of inventorship in Form 5. only in case of Indian application. Yes, declaration. What is declaration of inventorship? You are there are 5 inventors. So it is different, separately declared through the form 5. Yes, we have declared, I have declared, all those are inventor in my application, patent application. Applicant will declare with their name and their addresses, with the nationality. It is from India or outside India. Anyone can file, even outside India person can file in India patent application as an inventor. The certified true copy of priority document. If you file, your application has been filed in India through the PCT application. So there is a priority document required. Requisite fee, yes. Industrial design. What is industrial design? Industrial design is the outer appearance design. It is industrial design does not require inventive step. It is industrial design require only the novelty. There is no requirement. It is very easy to get because there is only 2 or 3 months you will get your design certificate from the patent office, because it is a very easy process due to novel part only. Kind of product of industrial design protection, yes, handicraft item, household item, lighting equipment, jewelry, electronic devices, textile, industrial item, all those belong to industrial design. And the patent filing outside India is with the different time limit, like PCT filing. PCT filing, if you file your application in India, if you and you have desire to file your application outside India also, so you have only 12-month time to file your PCT application. After 12 months, you cannot file your application outside India. So it is a very big thing. When you start your businesses in India and you have a desire to, you have a wish to make it make your company international, so you have to file your application also outside India through the PCT or conventional method. Both have a 12-month time, and 16-month to ISR or written opinion. When you choose while filing outside patent application outside India, you have you have option to choose India as a search authority. It will give you extra advantage. It will expedite your examination in India also. 18-month international publication. When you file application while through the PCT application, you will get international publication. Your application will publish in WIPO after 18 months. So all what the world can see, your company has started in those, company has started doing business in this domain with the research or with the patent. Easily you can recognize by all over the world. And 22-month optional file demand of IPP, and 18-month is a different. It is a other country filing date, like 30 to 31, 32-month. When you file PCT application, directly you can file your application 158 country. But when you but you want to your patent grant certificate in US, it doesn't mean that filing the PCT application will give you the grant certificate in US. After filing PCT application, you have 32, 31 month, 32 month to start your procedure in US, Germany, or China. There are different territorial procedural part to get the certificate in those countries. And the patent database, e-commerce platform, patented product monetizing, yes, the relevant company you can directly contact. And these are the educational and always help desk. You can search here and the supporting document. Any question from your side?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Oh, my camera
Ma'am,
was off.
as you're talking about the ethical and legal issue, my question is
Legal issue.
what's the one legal mistake or mistakes you see founders make most often, and how do we avoid it?
Yes. There are different, but I want to mention one is a agreement. Agreement like what kind of percentage with your co-founder must be with the legal agreement. When you get trademark certificate or patent certificate on your name or on your company name, so after some time it will dissolve or it will bind up as a company. So who will get the ownership of that trademark or that patent? So must be mentioned in a writing way, in writing manner with the agreement. It is a common mistake when more than one person started their company, and without mentioning all the ownership of their company, like LLP or partnership, but not in writing way, not in writing manner. You haven't mentioned the 60% or 40% and who will own after dissolving your company, trademark or patent or copyright or intangible property. So you must be also aware about the intangible property right of your company.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, one more question. When should a founder first hire a lawyer?
From the first day before
Okay, ma'am.
starting the company, first you have to work with your advocate or lawyer or expert. So how the legal matter will dissolve if we face in any kind of legal matter, either tangible property or intangible property or compliances or legal matter. When you start your business from your home or you want to establish your company, you want to rent, you want to start your company as with the rent agreement. So there is a different legal matter. When your owner not giving the NOC, it will give you hamper in later coming days.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
My name is Naresh.
Yes, Naresh.
Ma'am, yeah, if I at the time of purchasing a patent rights in the agreement, uh, means if the time of filing the patent rights means I innovated a product and I filed the patent rights, but at the time of filing the patent rights, at the time of specifications, in the specification, one item means one exact so many innovations is there in the one product. At the time of filing the patent, all the specifications I did mention. So, but after that here, I purchase means the patent rights I received, but another competitors they identified that in that particular product another specification also there, and based on that again he filed the patent rights by using what I unable to mention at the time of filing the patent, right? That specification would be mentioned by competitor and they will be taken a patent grant. At that time, what I need to do that?
Yeah, a very good question. It is not possible when you get grant certificate on some specific thing or your claim, and someone else again file the same claim in patent office and get the grant certificate. It sometimes it looks it is a very similar, but it is not similar. Some you have to first go with the patent attorney or a patent agent and compare those claims. If it is very similar to your patent application, you have right to file the post grant opposition. You directly challenge the patent grant certificate and you for invalidity search, and you can abandon those, you can challenge those patent certificate. It is not possible either if it has improvement to 30 to 20 to 30% is not possible to get grant certificate. Yes, even 30%, but sometime it improvement more than 30% or 50% there is chance to get grant certificate, but it is not possible to it is not easy to get the grant certificate by patent office. In those cases, you first consult the patent attorney and ask for the comparative analysis of both claims. Is there possibility to both are similar? You directly file the invalidity of those that patent.
At the time of filing the patent, in a graph mode, in a diagram mode, the document also attached at the time of filing the patent. But one specification I didn't highlight it, and that one specification related diagram, this visible appearance related document I didn't attach. But another person, my competitor, is attached that another specification, means what I missed that specification. By attaching that specification in a document mode, they taken the patent rights.
Yes, yes. Is this possible? When you mistake something, like most of the academic person of India file directly in patent office without taking help of good patent attorney, without drafted the boundary of their invention and file in patent office. Some of the Chinese industry, some of the Chinese company who has taken watch facility, patent watch. When you file your patent, and it visible to all over the world. You are working in a biotechnology, and I have a patent watch in biotechnology. You just after filing the patent application, I can easily see, yeah, yes, you have filed this patent related to biotechnology. Oh, yes, you have mistaken these things. You have not mentioned these things. So it is not grantable in India. It is not possible to get grant certificate while those mistakes. Now I have right. I have option to improve those things, add those things, and file in patent office with those extra things. So it improve those novelty, it improve those inventive steps, and it gives the right to that person to get the grant certificate. But you you have not mentioned those part, or you have a missing part. It will come under the first examination report. I will not even to give reply properly. It will hamper your patent, or you're not able to get the grant certificate. So it is a mistake. Most of the person did those mistakes.
Ma'am,
Yes.
if I maybe at the time of filing the patent, the innovative related, the visible in the graph mode, the attached, all the documents are attached, but the patent right, I would be purchased only the limited area in India only. At the time of filing the patent, I selected within the India.
Right.
But in another country, by using the data, they would be copied, and in another country, they purchase another, means they file the patent, and they would be taken the patent rights. First, I filed the patent rights. At the time of filing the patent rights, the innovator related all the attachments in a display mode, in a graph mode, and all the specification I mentioned. But due to some reasons, at the time of filing the patent, I selected only the India only. But another person, by using the data, and they would be file the patent in USA. means that is a copied or any legal production
Yeah,
can it take?
there's two different cases. When you file your patent application in India or any country with documents, details, it that come in public domain. Even it does not grant in India, but when you file in US, it doesn't mean you will get the grant because your novelty is already in a public domain. You cannot get grant certificate over those specification which is not filed in US, filed in India, it cannot be grantable in US. Even any country, 158 country cannot grant certificate over those specification that file in India. Yes, the second thing is when you file your patent specification in India, it can be improved, it can be novelized, some adding part or improved version can file in anywhere, even in India, is grantable. But those applications which file in India, it doesn't mean it can be patentable outside India. No, it is not possible because it is already in public domain, and there are three most important criteria to get the patent. Is first one is novelty, and in novelty is not available for those for your application, so it is not grantable anywhere in the world.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Hello, ma'am.
Right.
Yes.
I have also a doubt.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about filing a patent, but ma'am, my doubt is it better to keep some parts of my work or process as a trade secret rather than patenting it? I heard that if I patent it, I have to reveal exactly how it works to the public, which might actually help my competitors and somebody else. Like, ma'am, I have heard
Mm.
that Coca-Cola's recipe is a trade secret, not a patent. I have heard, ma'am.
Yeah, right, you are right. Yeah, Coca-Cola recipe a trade secret because patent life
Exactly.
has only 20 years, but the trade secret has endless life. But protection of trade secret is a very difficult, and India has no law for the trade secret yet till date. So
Okay, ma'am.
outside India, US has a trade secret law. When you want trade secret of your recipe or any kind of use or a business method, so when you share with someone, you must protect it under the non-disclosure agreement or some kind of agreement. Without agreement, when you share something, it is not under the trade secret.
Okay, ma'am.
It is not protected.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Any other question? Or you can directly mail me. Directly mail me if you face some trouble or any legal or unethical issue. So my mail ID lipi.condil@gmail.com or lipi@iprsrg.com. Yes,
Participants,
Sonali.
if you have any further question, you can unmute yourself and ask the question. I think participants are really charged up. They are so inquisitive to ask you about so many patents, trade secrets, etc. If there are no further questions, I request all the participants to please switch on their cameras. We'll take a moment to have screen shared with Sleepy Ma'am. Participants, please switch on your cameras.
सीरीज एक से बराबर तरीके लेकिन विशाखापट्टनम में भारतीय लोग
Deepak sir, you are requested to please mute yourself. Gradually, many participants are joining for this screen sharing. So,
Sonal ma'am.
hello.
Hello ma'am. Done.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and thank you all the participants. I mean, everyone was alert during the session, and it was great interacting with you, ma'am. So thank you so much, ma'am, for the highly informative session on intellectual property rights. And in my perspective, your insights help all of us to understand the significance of protecting innovation and the practical aspects of patents, copyrights, and trademarks. And more so, the real world examples and clarity and explanation made the session very engaging. So again, thank you so much, Lipi Madam, for your session
Thank you.
and your valuable time.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good night.
And our participants
Thank you.
can switch off their
Thank you,
camera.
dear participants.
Thank you, ma'am.
Participants, we will again resume tomorrow at 6 p.m. Tomorrow there are two sessions scheduled. One from 6 p.m. to 7:30, and the second session will be from 7:30 to 9. So the same link will be applicable for tomorrow's session as well. Thank you and good night for today. We will resume tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Good night, sir.
Good night, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good night, sir. Good night, sir. Good night, sir.